conversation. Give us something you want us to talk about. It's fine. We take requests. Here's a pitch. In for a strike. Blake Houston's MO so far this inning has been getting very close to getting out of whatever situation he's in and then just not being able to.
Well, I think it's because he doesn't have that one finishing pitch that he knows he can rely on at any point to get a strike.
Outside 1-1. Also seems to have ever so slight control issues. Not quite as pronounced as, say, O'Brien, but they are there.
And I think it's more with specific pitches, whereas O'Brien seems to just be generally in command or not.
Seems to be Houston's fastball that has the issues. That one's inside. 1-2 now. Let's see if Houston can pull the trigger here. That was a Houston Colt 45s reference.
There you go.
The team that would later become the Houston Astros. Filled with baseball trivia tonight.
Absolutely, I love it.
Hit right back to Houston. He's going to throw it to home. Gets the out, and that's the inning. Houston gets himself out of a jam, but not without some collateral damage. 3-0, Belen Jesuit is up over your North Broward Eagles. We'll be right back with the bottom of the fifth. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the North Broward Preparatory School here in Coconut Creek, Florida. Belen Jesuit Wolverines get the lead on your North Broward Eagles 3-0 due to a couple of walks from the pitcher Blake Houston. Now North Broward's going to have to try and get that back. Thing of note, this is McBean's second at-bat, as that one is fired in for a strike. So he's the number 6 hitter, his second at-bat. Eric Wilson, the leadoff hitter for Belen Jesuit, already in his fourth at-bat.
That's what happens when Belen Jesuit gets 7 hits already so far through the 5 innings. North Broward only has 2. Brown has done a fantastic job on the bump.
And so has Danny Brown, holding North Broward to just 2 hits and no runs so far. I think the sidearm motion has kind of been throwing off North Broward so far throughout this game. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, but he gets away from the catcher. He's going to attempt a sprint to first. Is the throw in time? Yes. Pass ball results in the out.
Now batting, number 12, Raul Canard.
Speaking of sprinting to first base, I was sprinting through those sentences.
I liked it, though. You're moving fast.
Maybe I should take up horse race announcing.
I absolutely love horse racing. A Kentucky Derby not far away. Couple months.
Never really got the appeal of horse racing, honestly.
Love it.
Why do you enjoy it?
Best 2 minutes in sports, they call the Kentucky Derby. All the drama gets built up, and there's all of the proceedings that go along with it, especially at the Kentucky Derby. You know, you have all the hats, the culture, all that. And then it's just a really exciting sport. There's a lot more strategy than people think in it, per se, and it brings a lot of people together because it's not a particularly difficult sport to understand. Whatever horse gets to the finish line first wins.
The most exciting 2 minutes in sports is also what they called Bartolo Colon's home run trot.
It did almost take 2 minutes.
Oh, I miss Bartolo Colon on the Mets already.
Now, a member of the Atlanta Braves, of course.
Strike 2-2 now. Atlanta Braves shelled out big money to bring R.A. Dickey and Bartolo Colon to their staff to bring some veteran presence to their very young dugout.
We want to note, by the way, no good deed goes unpunished. We were able to fix the camera so that it's more viewable. However, now it's about 2 seconds behind.
We work with what we've got, ladies and gentlemen. Kennard is at a 3-2 count now. 1 out. No one on base.
We talk about 1 week until opening day. It's actually 6 days until opening night. That Major League Baseball has continued to extend now 3 games on ESPN.
Swing and a miss. Kennard goes down swinging. Tried to stop himself. Didn't do anything, though. Here comes Houston, the pitcher.
No batting. Number 7, Blake Houston.
Kind of a quirky situation out of Cleveland this past week when the general manager for Cleveland was in an interview with a member of the media, I believe over the radio, and his son, his elementary school level son, came in and started talking about Francisco Lindor extension talks, which he was not yet releasing, the general manager. So I believe he was 7 years old, came in and began to leak Francisco Lindor extension talks.
That one's popped up to the second baseman, and that is the end of the 5th inning. We'll be right back with more MLB talk around the horn in the 6th. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the top of the 6th inning. Sam Gelfand alongside Ben Curtis. Remember, high school baseball only plays to 7, so it's really starting to become crunch time for the North Broward Eagles. Of course, they're going to get up in the bottom of the 7th if they don't pull ahead in the bottom of the 6th.
Blake Houston has to find his control now, Sam. Sorry about that.
No problem. John Bardich steps up. He's been a thorn in North Broward's side all game. Attempts to be again. Grounds it to the running Goberville. Throws it over to first and gets the out. Professional play.
Stepping up to bat, number 10, C.J. Vasquez.
And we hyped up Vasquez at the beginning of the game, and for good reason. 361 batting average, 2 home runs to go along with 10 RBIs on the year, but he's been fairly quiet. 0 for 1 with 2 walks.
Still getting on the base paths, though, which is dangerous in itself. Looks at the breaking ball for strike 1, though. I would have as well. That would have fooled any batter.
And as you mentioned, he got on the base paths a couple times. Also tied for the lead in stolen bases. So Vasquez a jack of all trades.
Big swing and a miss, though, trying to show off his power. But gets an 0-2 count instead.
He was looking for home run number 3 right there, Sam. Not going to happen in this big ballpark all that often, especially when Houston fools him like that.
I believe it is 360 to center field and 325 to the lines.
I think it's actually 380 to dead center and 360 into the gaps and 325 down the lines.
Something like that. We don't have the measurements on the fences themselves, but he failed that one off. It's still 0-2, 1 out. Houston looking for a sign he likes. Batter calls time. Would be a good idea to interrupt his rhythm, but remember, Houston works best at a slow pace. So perhaps that was a little counterintuitive from Vasquez.
I think Vasquez was and said it wasn't anything to do with messing with Houston's head.
Well, here comes the 0-2. Outside, 1-2.
Wolverines looking for another resume building when they are currently on the bubble in High School Baseball Network's top 15 power rankings of Miami-Dade County, so a win over the Eagles may be enough to propel them into that top 15 ranking.
Belen Jesuit, of course, a all-male Roman Catholic school located in Miami, Florida, so that one gets away from Client. It's 2-2 now. Houston has had this problem all night, getting ahead in the count and then letting it slip through his fingers.
I think he's got to be more aggressive when he's ahead of the count, especially with those off-speed pitches, which have treated him well thus far.
I think he keeps going for his fastball as his put-away pitch, but he can't seem to put it in the strike zone.
I think he gets a little bit amped up when he's ahead in the count, looks to put away batters too soon.
That one is hit, lined past both the shortstop and the third baseman into left field. And Vasquez has himself his first hit of the night. Or is it second hit?
First hit.
First hit.
Now batting number 5, Carlos Laura.
Yes, that's right. That is an F7, I believe.
That is indeed.
F7.
F7.
Trying to decipher the hieroglyphics.
I think that's actually among the clearer of my markings, which says something about the rest of my markings.
The top of the line of the F extends well past the top horizontal line on the F.
Yeah. I'm not at this point.
To be honest.
At this point, I'm not even going to debate my scoring.
Well, Houston fires. A ball just outside.
I can feel the ghost of my 7th grade English teacher who always got me on my handwriting.
Did you have a 7th grade English teacher who got on you about your handwriting?
Indeed,
Tweet
I
us at Stuck in Sam's Head or at Ben Curtis NBPS.
No, we are not stretching. I know you are asking yourself that at home. It is not a stretch, not in the slightest.
Let's see if Blake Houston throws from the stretch with a runner on first.
Hey, there you go. Have to imagine that he will, and he does appear
Brainwash
to.
Sports Twitch TV, purveyor of the finest segues. That one's fired in for a strike. We only have the most high-quality segues here on Brainwash Sports Twitch TV.
And I forgot to make a segue before, but I'm going to make a delayed segue now. We're talking about that UNC-Kentucky game. Turned out to be a really spectacular March Madness game. High School Baseball Network had a March Madness of their own, the March Madness Shootout, back in the middle of March, and Belen Jesuit was a participant in the gold bracket. They were a 14 seed and lost to Slam Academy in the 14-3 matchup. So the Wolverines taking part in March Madness, as are the Wolverines of Michigan, who had a very nice run.
Slam Academy, of course, located in Miami, Florida as well, a school dedicated to the art of sports management.
Certainly a field that is growing.
Cool little factoid I picked up when North Broward played Slam Academy in a Rock High School Classic matchup a few years back. Runner takes off and is going to get in safely. Doesn't matter anyway because looks like Laura walked.
Now batting number 11, Humberto Torres.
Once again, the fastball coming back to bite Houston. Keeps thinking of it as his put-away pitch, but